Hey guys, what's going on? mcoc here. Today we have my ultimate guide on Man-Thing, and in this video we're going to start in Realm of Legends against Winter Soldier. I'm going to break down his rotation for you guys, show how important Mystic Dispersion is for his proper rotation, at least what I think is his proper rotation. Then we're going to show off one synergy that I think is essential when you're playing Man-Thing. The rest are just nice to have. And then after that we're going to go against 12 endgame bosses and solo them all. Before that, we're going to go into Labyrinth of Legends. I just want to show you guys how ridiculous 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion is with Man-Thing. We're doing that against Old Man Logan. But yeah, I'm super excited to get this video out to you guys. I've been working on it for the last few weeks. I've been gathering clips with my with my energy that I get daily, the 70 energy you get. Act 7 hasn't been on the content creator beta for a little bit, so I've been just trying to, not use energy refills doing this video. But yeah, I would have liked to get this out sooner, but it is what it is. So if you guys see videos or footage from the content creator beta, that's of a SIG 200 Man-Thing, and then if you see it on the live server, that's a SIG 20 Man-Thing, the one you're looking at right now. His SIG is not that important in my opinion, but we'll get into that later. It's a nice to have thing, but I would never recommend dumping SIG stones into Man-Thing. But yeah, the reason I made this video is because I really love Man-Thing as a character, and I very rarely get to use him because he's always on defense. He's been on defense ever since I ranked him up back when I was in NXTP1. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to make. If you guys do end up enjoying the video at any point, consider smashing the like button. Consider dropping me a subscribe or subscription if you're not already subscribed. If you already subbed, I love you. And let's get into the video, guys. I'm super excited to show off Man-Thing to you. So for those who don't know, I made a guide on Night Thrasher that's kind of like this one. And when I referred to his rotation and his damage, I did so in the form of a video, and I showed everything in a video before actually getting to the endgame boss solos. I think that wasn't the greatest idea. His synergies really affect his damage, so I showed a clip of each synergy affecting his damage, and while that's like great to show off to everyone so they can see which synergies are really important for him, Man-Thing doesn't really have any synergies like that, other than a few that I use pretty much for the whole video, and you guys will know which ones when I tell you. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to start by saying that Man-Thing needs at least 3 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion to be usable, in my opinion. If you're running anything below that, I do not recommend using Man-Thing at all. The way Man-Thing works is he places buffs on the opponent, then he nullifies them, and you have to do a certain rotation to maximize his damage. And in order to do that, or to be able to do that rotation, you ideally need Mystic Dispersion to be at least 3 out of 5. But when he's at 5 out of 5, which is what I have for every single clip that I have in this video, he's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, let's get into some of his stats. At 6-star rank 3, SIG 20, that's what we're working with today. His health pool is very high. It's almost 50,000, which is awesome. His block proficiency is 60%, which is not great, but he has some other tanky abilities that kind of make up for it. So all his other stats are kind of low. They're kind of decent. His prestige is not that great. At SIG 200, it is 13,449. While this may be in the 84th percentile, you don't want to dump SIGs into Man-Thing, especially because he doesn't really need his SIG. So like at max SIG, he gains a Fury buff when activating a special above 50% health, basically giving him 850 attack increase, which isn't that much. At the end of the day, it's just over a 25% attack increase, and if he's below 50% health, he gains a regen buff when activating a special attack. And while it's nice to have for quests to keep yourself topped up, it's nothing that you can like really rely on to completely regenerate him back up. So it's a nice to have, but a not needed in my opinion. That's why mine's SIG 20. Plus I have to save my Mystic SIG stones for Doom when I get him awakened. But let's start with some of his passive abilities. He's immune to Armor Break, Armor Shatter, He's immune to bleed, and critical hits do not deal bonus damage. So a basic, like a non-crit and a crit, will deal the same exact amount of damage, which is one of the tanky abilities that he has. This is mainly a defensive ability because you don't want to get hit. But if you do slip up, which I do in the video a lot, you guys will see that sometimes this crit resistance like really saves my butt. So yeah. So let's start getting into how Man-Thing functions. And to start, on his special attacks, he places a 15-second toxic pustule buff. These buffs have no effect, but you can use them to fuel Mystic Dispersion, give yourself more power. And when you nullify a toxic pustule buff, it converts into a poison debuff and an armor break debuff. Your special 1 has a 100% chance on contact to place a toxic pustule buff lasting 15 seconds, the same as when you activate a special attack. But your special 1 has 2 hits, so that's a total of 3 buffs from your special 1. Your special 2 has a 100% chance to nullify 2 buffs per hit, and it's a 3-hit special, so 6 buffs. And your special 1 grants you a Fury buff, increasing your attack rating based on your agitation, which we'll get to in a second, for 30 seconds. And then he also places a poison debuff onto the opponent, and he also has a 100% chance to place 2 toxic pustule buffs on the opponent lasting 15 seconds. Pair that with the special attack here. That's 3 total here. 3 total buffs that you place on the opponent, 3 total buffs you place on the opponent on the special 1, and special 3. So yeah. When charging a heavy attack, you go unstoppable. Nice to have. Your heavy attacks have a 100% chance to nullify each toxic pustule buff on the opponent, and then armor break and poison effects caused by this, they have an increased potency of 50%. So you really want to be nullifying the toxic pustules with your heavy attack. But in the event where there's tons of buffs that you're not placing on the opponent, you can just nullify with the special 2. So if we go and close this, the toxic pustule, any buff other than a toxic pustule nullified on the opponent has a 100% chance to become a toxic pustule lasting 15 seconds. So the best way to explain this is, if the opponent has an armor up and I hit them and I nullify it, it can turn into a toxic pustule buff. So I nullify the armor up and it becomes a toxic pustule. So that initial nullify to turn it into a different buff, that triggers Mystic Dispersion. And then when I nullify the toxic pustule, that triggers Mystic Dispersion again. So he double dips in Mystic Dispersion a lot of the time, which is really cool in my opinion. Whenever one of these buffs are nullified, like I said, poison and armor break debuff. And yeah, these values aren't too high on their own, but you can easily stack them. So yeah. One cool thing that we can start talking about is his agitation system. When he's struck, he gains +5 agitation, and when he strikes a buffed opponent, when he strikes a buffed opponent with a medium attack, he gains +5 agitation, and this is a max of 100, but certain synergies allow you to get more than 100. I don't know if it's a visual bug or if it actually goes above 100. I'm really hoping it actually goes above 100 and it's not a bug. I hope it's intended, because it gives him a nice attack increase without making him too insane. But this is where you ramp up your damage. He gains a decent attack rating increase based on agitation. It falls off slowly over time if you're fighting a villain or if they have an active buff. It takes 5 seconds to start decreasing after the last time you increased it. This will all make more sense when I actually get into using Man-Thing and showing you guys. And each time Man-Thing makes a contact, it has a 15% chance based on current agitation to nullify a buff on the opponent. So just making contact with the opponent, that's, you know, striking their block, them hitting you, 15% chance to nullify any buff, which is really cool. So I think I pretty much covered all of his abilities. Again, guys, it'll make more sense when I actually start showing you guys some fights. But let's go to some of his synergies. Some of the really important ones. The most important one of all is with Cosmic Ghost Rider. Man-Thing gains +5 agitation whenever you nullify a buff. So currently the only way for you to increase your agitation without any synergies is doing medium attacks against a buffed opponent. When you bring Cosmic Ghost Rider, you gain agitation when you nullify buffs, which is something you want to do a lot with Man-Thing, and striking an opponent with a medium attack when they have a buff on them. So this will allow you to increase your damage very fast, and I honestly think this synergy should be in his base kit, but you know, it is what it is. This I-Bomb synergy, it's decent. Combat power rate reduced by 50% based on agitation when struck by a special attack. It's whatever. With Sasquatch, he allows Man-Thing to gain extra agitation when striking a buffed opponent with a medium attack, so instead of 5 you're gaining 10, which is awesome to ramp up faster, but I think the Cosmic Ghost Rider one's better. Mole Man allows Man-Thing's heavy attacks while unstoppable to be guaranteed crits, which I think is cool. And Psycho Man, it's Psycho Man, you're not going to use him, but gives you up to 25% perfect block chance based on agitation, which is good to make up for lacking block proficiency, but Psycho Man's bad. So yeah, the rest of these synergies aren't too good. Like, this one's not that great. This one's decent. So with She-Hulk and Howard the Duck, you can basically do medium, light, heavy attack if they don't have a special attack, and if he's struck with a basic attack while he's unstoppable, he gains an indestructible buff, meaning he won't take damage, so you just chain that if you want. The one with King Groot is decent. Well-timed blocks place a poison debuff, dealing 25% of attack over 5 seconds. It's decent, and this thing synergy is decent, so yeah, it's pretty much that's all I gotta say about his abilities. But let's get right into the gameplay. I want to show you guys Man-Thing against Realm of Legends Winter Soldier with 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion first, so let's get right to it. So to start, we're going against Winter Soldier with no synergies, so we're just gonna try to show off Man-Thing's rotation against and like a non-ideal opponent. So Winter Soldier doesn't have any native buffs unless he strikes you and gains a Fury buff, so that's why he's not really an ideal counter. Man-Thing doesn't need the opponent to have buffs because he could place his own buffs on the opponent. If he couldn't, he'd be absolutely useless. But so we start the fight with a special 1, and this again is with 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion. So now we're doing, well, we were doing medium combos to build our agitation. So we nullified those toxic pustules on contact, so we are just going to throw another special 1. Ideally the rotations, probably 2 or 3 special 1s, and then double medium here, and then we're going to do 1 more medium into a heavy attack that pushes us to our special 3, and our agitation is really high, and that will allow this special 3 to give us a Fury based on our agitation, which will increase our damage. So the special 3 is pretty vital to Man-Thing's rotation. So see, now we have 2 Fury buffs, 1 from the SIG, 1 from the special 3, and this will increase our damage over time, which is poisons. It will increase our actual damage as we fight. One thing that's fun with Man-Thing is dashing back, then throwing the special 1, let you intercept, kind of like how Hercules does his special intercept. But now we have 6 toxic pustules on Winter Soldier again, double medium. We're able to land a parry, medium heavy, special 3 again, right before that Fury buff that we got from the special 3 is about to expire. And this is pretty much the rotation. It's special 1, special 1, another special 1 if needed, then special 3, and repeat. He's not the fastest character. I think it's pretty obvious, but those are 9,000 medium attacks when I crit, which I think is very impressive for someone who's not known for his damage like Man-Thing. We had 11 armor breaks and 12 poisons at one point. So that's just the potential against a non-ideal matchup, which I think is pretty awesome if you ask me. And this is with no synergies at all either. So we finished this fight in a total of 75 hits in about 2 minutes, I believe. You'll see it on the screen in a second. Yeah, 2 minutes and 11 seconds, 75 hits. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. But yeah, let's get to a Labyrinth of Legends Old Man Logan with a full synergy team. So So the white Magneto guidance pre-fight is for the passive stun, so we don't have to worry about limber. Mole Man is for the guaranteed crit on heavy attacks. CGR is for the increased agitation when I nullify buffs. And I-Bomb is for the reduced combat power rate based on my agitation meter when I launch specials at the opponent. So we start the fight with taking a wombo combo to the face, not a big deal. We're able to throw 2 special ones, and you'll see here that I do double medium, then a heavy attack, and then we do the little dex into intercept to nullify all those cruelty and fury buffs, and that pushes us to our special 3, so our agitation is going to be pretty high. This fight's going to be pretty special 3 spammy. I think I throw like 8 special 3s, something like that. But yeah, you guys will see how crazy the damage ticks up. Like that was a 31,000 heavy attack. Yeah, guys, I'm a huge fan of Man-Thing. This gets me super pumped to see how strong Man-Thing is. So we don't even worry about throwing another special attack or another special 1 or special 2. We just go straight for the special 3 for the increased, or the fury with that scales with your agitation. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. But yeah, now his berserk thing's ticking down, so he goes berserk, which is cool. He has tons of buffs, and I'm just trying to get myself to my special 2 before they fall off. But doesn't work. I ate a little combo. Our agitation's still at 100, so we can throw a special 3. Really doesn't matter. And yeah, this is a long fight, so you guys, I'll let you guys watch the rest of this if you want to. At one point I have like 19 or 20 armor breaks and poisons up, so if you guys want to see how ridiculous that is, keep watching. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys at the end of this fight. So I was rewatching this while I was trying to edit, but I had to come back and talk to you guys while this fight was going on, because this loop right here was ridiculous. I was able just to spam special 2s. There's the massive poison and armor break stacks. We have a stack of, we have some poisons ticking for 3,000, some ticking for 2,000. That was upwards of 15,000 damage per second, which I think is insane. So that just shows the potential that Man-Thing has in buff heavy matchups. Like right there, 26,000 heavy attack. This guy is a beast. And yeah, we pretty much finished this fight off with a special 3. So yeah. I really enjoyed this fight, and I really enjoy using Man-Thing with 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion. He really needs it in my opinion. Like I said, he can be used with 3 out of 5, but 5 out of 5 just takes him to this level of insanity when there's buffs present on the opponent. So yeah, we finished this fight in about 4.5 minutes if I recall correctly. We'll see it on the screen in a second. And almost 5 minutes, so a little bit longer than I thought, but we had 144 total hits, which I think is impressive as hell for a 1.5 million health opponent. But going right into the endgame boss solos, we're starting off against 6.25 Mordo, and I think I play this fight as perfect as you can using Man-Thing, because Man-Thing with a SIG is always going to be triggering Spite once after he throws a special attack, so gonna have to be damn near perfect at baiting Mordo's specials, but little did Mordo know I'm a master at baiting specials, a master baiter, if if you could say that. Yeah, sorry, I had to make that joke. So yeah, this fight goes pretty well. I really do not like the do not go gentle node. I really wanted to finish the fight at 100% health, but you know, do not go gentle is dog crap. So yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say about this fight. It's just the standard 6.25 Mordo fight, one of the harder fights that we have in game, one of the hardest Act 6 bosses out there. I brought White Magneto for the passive stuns, so Mordo won't evade when I stun him, or when I hit into him after he's stunned. But yeah, I got pretty lucky with this dude throwing his specials so willingly, because Mordo likes to, you know, hold till special 3, but he also has like baby hands and can't really hit too hard. I also get lucky as hell with all these nullifies when he has the power gain. Like I'm able just to smack his block and he loses the power gain, which I think is awesome. So right now Man-Thing's doing a little block dance. Now we're throwing our special 3. Mordo made a big mistake punching Man-Thing in the gut. But yeah, we start, or after the special 3 with those 3 toxic pustule buffs, you can immediately just parry heavy, get a decent tick of poison damage going, get another one going here. The awesome thing about Man-Thing in this fight is that he needs to like heavy attack to, you know, get his damage going. And with Do Not Go Gentle, he works well with that. But yeah, we get that down, get that fight down. I was proud of some of my skills that I showed in that fight. But we're starting out hot. We started with 6.25 Mordo. We're going right up to the 6.2.6 champion boss. This fight is a lot better after they nerfed it, in my opinion, but Man-Thing just laughs at this guy. It's I was surprised at how well Man-Thing did, to be honest. This is my first time going back here in forever, and Man-Thing made it a joke. I didn't do the trick to where you go in with a character then back out, so you don't have to deal with that first unstoppable, you know, because I don't want to you know, I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna solo the fight, not solo with asterisk next to it. If that makes sense. But if I was going for exploration, I'd probably do that trick just to make the solo a bit easier on myself. So yeah, right there, that heavy attack was risky. I don't know if it was really that great of an idea, but I mean, it worked out because I ended up soloing the fight. Again, here, Mystic Dispersion out of 5, or Mystic Dispersion at 5 out of 5 is like absolutely necessary for this fight, in my opinion, so you can nullify that unstoppable when he gets it. Because like right here, I can just dash up to him, throw the special 2, and there, we don't have to worry about the unstoppable. So right here, he gets it again, special 2, because he's got all the fury buffs and the unstoppable. I'm back at my special 3. Like, it's almost like I'm using a character who's like really strong with like power back boosts, like the class power back boosts. That's how strong Mystic Dispersion is with Man-Thing. Like, it's insane. When One thing I do want to get better at with this fight is his dex on his special one, the champion special one, that is, because I take a little bit longer to finish the fight because I'm not that good at it. But yeah, I'm like super impressed with how Man-Thing did in this fight. Like, it's weird for me to be so excited about how a character that I'm using all the time did in this fight. But now we're at the 10% mark. We get one dex in there. I'm not comfortable with the like dash at him during the special animation, so I didn't even bother. Right here, I could have sworn I got that dex, but you know, it's whatever. I didn't get it. We'll get it again. Man-Thing's a tank. Well, he's not like an actual tank, but we get one there. I don't know how I got it. I thought I was gonna get that one there, but I was definitely way too early there. So I'm just gonna throw my special 3 now after doing double medium, which is not needed. Probably should have done a 5-hit combo then special 3, just to give this dude as much power as possible to make getting him to a special 1 that much easier. But he's already a special 1. I just need to bait this next special 1, and I get the dex, and we finish him with a special 2. Man-Thing's a beast, guys. Yeah, I'm super happy with how that one went. And yeah, so the next 2 fights, we have characters that are immune to one of the debuffs Man-Thing puts on. So next up, we're gonna go against 6.3.4 Iron Man Infinity War. This dude's not too hard. He's just immune to armor break debuffs, which Man-Thing really relies on those to increase his damage a little bit, but we'll just let the poison debuffs do their work. This fight's not too complicated. It's just if you get him to his 15% mark and you have no way to deal with the power gain, you're pretty much SOL. But yeah, Man-Thing's a beast for this fight. Really not much to say. I'm just gonna let you guys watch this one. I'll catch you guys at the end of the end of this fight. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one, because I did enjoy it myself. It was fun seeing Iron Man Infinity War just tick to 0% health due to the poison damage. Like right there, 1500 damage per tick. That's 3000 damage per second with 7 poisons, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys at the end of this fight. So right here, this is what I was talking about. We have 10 poison debuffs on Iron Man Infinity War, and they're just going to do the work. They're going to out damage the regen. I run 3 out of 3 Despair, so it's reducing the regen with Despair along with the 30% reduction for poisons. I can't remember if the node, no, I think the node didn't stop that, but yeah, poison just completely took him out. 64% of his damage in this fight was poison, which is just amazing in my opinion. So yeah, next up we're going against 6.4.4 Captain Marvel, and she's poison immune, so Man-Thing can work in fights where the champs are armor break or poison immune. When they're both, I'm not sure there are many characters who are immune to both, but yeah, he's pretty much SOL at that point. But this fight, again, is not too hard. Although I struggled with it for some reason. Like, you could hit her block and do all kinds of damage because she takes damage from mystic characters when building binary, I think is what it is. I don't use Captain Marvel at all, so I'm not sure on how she exactly functions. Right there, we slowed our combo. I don't know if any of you guys noticed that, but I was pretty proud of myself. Yeah, we slowed the combo to just stay as close as possible to her for close encounters, because I hate this node. It's one of my least favorite nodes. But yeah, now we're back to smacking her block. Right there, I don't know why she didn't gain all those fury buffs that she normally would have, but it's whatever. Right there, we get smacked because I can't dex that special 2 consistently, but it's decent for allowing us to build up our agitation, throw the special 3, and yeah, after this fight, or after the special 3, I mean, we get going pretty decently. But yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys at the end of this fight. So right here, this was probably the sketchiest fight. I was literally at 1% health. I think I had Heimdall to save me if I fell below 1% health, but yeah, that was probably like the scariest fight I've had. So yeah, pretty impressed that I was able to pull that one off, but I'm really not a fan of close encounters, and I'm not that great against it, to be honest. So yeah, glad I pulled it off, glad I was able to show it off to you guys. But yeah, 60% of the damage I dealt to her was the energy damage she takes from mystic characters when gaining binary. I think that's how it works, but whatever. 7.1.2 Venom is up next. No Hit Mercy, Chitinous Thorns, Cutting Wires, Foresight. So Man-Thing's bleed immune, and he's not a robot, so he takes 2 of the nodes out of the factor, and then No Hit Mercy and Foresight benefit me, so this is just a standard beefed up Venom pool, or not Venom pool, Venom. So this is not a hard fight, it's just you need to know how to fight Venom and be able to bait his special attacks. And like, I know a lot of people hate his special too. I'm one of the people who hate it. I can dex it like 50-50. Right there we get a little combo. As you guys can see, the basic attacks did the same amount of damage when it was a non-crit versus a crit, but now we're into our loop where we can just spam special 2s. If this dude plays along, which he's not going to, of course, because, you know, Venom likes holding for his special 2. So we can throw the special 1, sick little dex in the corner, you know, something light. I love Man-Thing's special 3 animation. It's one of the animations that I don't get tired of, because it's just, people punch Man-Thing in the stomach and he's like, seriously, bro? Like, he's just completely unfazed. But yeah, pretty much when playing Man-Thing, just medium, special 2, special 1. Like, I mean, when there's like tons of buffs, you just spam special 2s right here. I can just do it again. I'm probably gonna, I think I do it again unless, no, we get into a dance off, I guess, because I'm trying to get this dude to throw a special, but he won't. So yeah, I hate Venom's AI sometimes. I think I end up pushing him to a special 2 and just taking on the block, because like it's ridiculous that this dude just does not want to throw a special attack. So heavy attack here, and then as soon as he gets a special 2, he tries to throw it. So You know, Kabam claims there's only one AI profile, but Venom really likes to throw that special too. So, I don't know, man. This fight is super straightforward though. Intercept with Foresight to get the, intercept to get the benefit from Foresight. It increases our poison damage, it increases all our damage. Right there. Don't know what happened, I ate a little combo, but you know, Man-Thing's a beast. It's the final fight of the quest. Doesn't really matter if you get hit or not, just as long as, you know, they have 0% health before you get 0% health. So yeah, next up we have Vision Aarkus in 7.1.3, and this dude again is really not that hard of a boss in my opinion. We'll see his nodes when I get to him, but I believe there's Power Shield. That's like the main node I remember because it increases my damage. Special Burst, Lockdown, Power Reversal, Fissure. So yeah, pretty much against Vision Aarkus. One of the nodes here, Power Reversal, it's to counter Doom from just slapping this dude. But when you when you want to fight Aarkus, you want someone who can nullify, and you want someone who's armor break immune, so you don't take the annoying cold snap damage. And Man-Thing fits both those categories. He nullifies, he's armor break immune, and when he nullifies specials or nullifies buffs on his special 2, that gets the increase from Power Shield, which is always nice to see because it's just increased damage. But yeah, this fight very straightforward at this point because it's just a Power Shield Vision Aarkus to us, because Man-Thing doesn't really have to worry about any of the other nodes in my opinion. Fissure doesn't affect to him, or it doesn't affect him because he's armor break immune. But yeah, that was a cool little special 2 dex if you ask me. His special 2 dex is pretty easy when you get used to it, but I'm not used to it, so sometimes I can pull it off, sometimes I can't. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys at the end of this fight. So this fight was pretty sloppy, but like I said before, it's whoever gets to 0 first who wins when it's against boss fights, in my opinion. So as long as you come out on top, it's a boss solo, and I mean, you don't really need the health for any other fights on the quest when the quest ends after this fight. So yeah, basically my excuse for playing sloppy. Next up we have 7.1.4 Hela. And this fight, again, super straightforward. A lot of the Act 7 bosses are pretty straightforward, but they have high health. There are some pretty impressive fights here. She's got Rust and Rain, Labyrinth, Heavy Assault, Counter-Strike. Heavy Assault benefits Man-Thing because anytime he nullifies a Toxic Pustule via his heavy attack, Poison and Armor Break have 50% increased potency. Also add Heavy Assault into the mix, and the poison debuffs are going to be enhanced by a ton. You guys will see here. I don't know if I go for the Nullify immediately. Yeah, I do. And, you know, it's a decent tick. I can't remember why she went unstoppable there. But, yeah, a lot of these fights, well, not even just these fights in general, a lot of fights all around have a lot of buffs just randomly occurring due to nodes or characters having buffs, and that's just extra damage for Man-Thing. It's extra power for Man-Thing. The more as time passes, I find Man-Thing's value for me increases just more and more and more. Like right there, eat a little combo, who cares? We go in, special 2, deal some decent damage, special 2 again. That's like really good damage. That was like a 50,000 heavy attack, or special 2, not heavy attack. And now we're just rinsing specials. Like, that's how ridiculous this dude is with, that was a 66k heavy attack. Like, come on, guys. I know it's heavy assault, but come on. Right there, I thought she was going to dash at me, so I used my special 2, but embarrassingly, she didn't. And right there, special 2 nullifies the indestructible, and she's done. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. Like, it's the same thing, different fight, if that makes sense. He's super easy to use, in my opinion, especially with 5 out of 5 mixed dispersion. Kind of a beast. This fight's over with. Oh man, I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun watching these fights over again. They were fun actually doing the fights, and they're just so much fun to watch over. But next up we have Weapon X in 7.1.4. The nodes here, there's Poison Vulnerability, which Man-Thing benefits from. There's also Enhanced Bleed and Aggressive. So Man-Thing, or not Man-Thing, Weapon X is already a pretty annoying boss in general. You usually want someone who can counter his healing abilities, which Man-Thing does with Despair. Wait, I'm not sure if Despair actually works against Weapon X. I can't remember off the top of my head. But the poisons will just out-damage the regen at this, or at some point, I think. We'll see here if when I nullify. Okay, so yeah, Despair does work against him. I couldn't remember. Actually, I can't tell if it actually does. I don't know. I really don't fight Weapon X much. Normally when I do, I bring someone like Warlock who can just flat out counter his healing and shut it off. But yeah, with Poison Vulnerability, Man-Thing's gonna be hitting like a truck. Normally he's not someone you would want to use against a Weapon X, but like the damage is pretty awesome here. Like we're getting some serious ticks of poison damage. I think we're at about, it looked like 7,000 damage per second in poison. That was a 15k heavy, or medium attack. You know, it's nothing insane because the node Poison Vulnerability, but 38k heavy attack. This fight was fun. I really enjoy fighting Weapon X because he's usually hyper aggressive, which means you could just intercept him for days. Back when he was in the Gauntlet, Grandmaster's Gauntlet, I used Warlock against him, and it was just like intercept after intercept after intercept. So yeah. Next up, we're going against 7.1.5 Night Carnage, and this dude, I really enjoyed these bosses in 7.1.5 and 7.1.6, where they did like mashup characters. I really think that's a cool idea. So I am throwing on the Odin pre-fights here for this fight. They're pretty important for this fight. Don't remember why, I just know the nodes shock me. I think it's Energy Adoption, Lightning. Yeah, and then Poison Vulnerability, Heal, Reversal Power, Build Up Power Overflow. So Willpower is reversed in this fight. You can go an extra mile and you know, turn off Willpower for this fight so you don't have to worry about it being reversed, but who cares? So goal number 1 right here is to bait this Night Carnage into blocking and then striking the block so we could switch the stance so we don't have to worry about the evade, because the evade is super annoying. Like right there I tried to throw my special into his block to get this dude to just like stop evading, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we'll just play this dude normally for now. We're in the corner, which I don't like. I thought he was gonna dash me, so I threw the special too. Didn't work. I'm at 50% health, he's at 79. We finally get him to switch his stance, so now we don't have to worry about him evading, and now we can just go ham. So yeah, The Odin pre-fights, the most important one is the shock resist. It gives me a 90% shock resistance, so energy adoption lightning is not going to kill me instantly. I believe Night Carnage doesn't have a special 3, and once he's over a special 2, he's gaining prowess buffs. So now I can just keep spamming special 2s and nullifying all the buffs. And yeah, this is pretty impressive if you ask me, guys. Right there, thought he's gonna dash at me again, but the poison damage is just gonna sort him out. So yeah, pretty happy with that fight. Could have been cleaner, but like I said before, and like I've been saying so far in this video, a solo is a solo. So yeah, pretty cool if you ask me. I really liked Act 7, to be honest, because while like bosses were easier, you need counters for the bosses at least, right? And you can experiment with different counters. Like right there, the Odin pre-fights really helped me out and made that fight doable with Man-Thing. The Odin fights here help out again. Not an insane amount, but they help out a little bit. But this Guardian has Power Shield. There's a lot of Power Shield fights. Aggression Armor, Do Not Disturb, Heavy-Handed, True Strike. We don't really care about any of these, to be honest with you guys, other than Power Shield, because that's just going to increase our special damage. But this fight, again, is pretty straightforward. It's a lot like the other Power Shield, or I think, did we have a Power Shield fight? I think we did. I'm losing my mind. Like right there, I tried to not parry, Dex a special 1. I also suck at the game, so I couldn't parry the special, or couldn't Dex a special 1. Right there, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know how he was able to auto block that, because I threw my special 2 when he was stunned. The special 2 nullified his armor up, and that should have shut down his auto block. So I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but yeah, this fight super straightforward. I'll talk to you guys at the end of it. Don't mind me face blocking every single special 1, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys after this fight. So yeah, this fight, again, super straightforward. He perfect blocked and auto blocked my special 2, which was not so cash money of this dude, but it is what it is. But yeah, we got this dude down. Not a bad fight. Could have been cleaner. A lot of these fights could have been cleaner, but it's fun playing Man-Thing on the edge. So next up we have Venom the Duck in 7.2.3. This is the second to last fight that we have. This fight really not ideal for Man-Thing. Critical eye, crit me with your best shot, critical setup, aggressive. He only takes damage from critical hits, so poison, that's out the window. So this is a long fight. It's basically just a standard Venom the Duck fight where he's unblockable for 90% of the fight. Really not a hard fight if you ask me, but I do slip up a little bit like I have been the whole video, but I'll talk to you guys after this fight, because there's really not much to say about this one other than it's just unblockable Venom the Duck who only takes damage from crits. So this fight is winding down. It's a really long fight. I almost didn't want to include it because it was so long, but it's a boss solo, so I figured I'd include it just to show, like, you don't really have to parry heavy with Man-Thing all the time. He's not like Archangel, parry heavy all the time, but he could also be played other ways. Man-Thing's the same way. But yeah, that was like 306 hits, which is ridiculous. But next up, which is our last fight, we have Nova in 7.2.4. This fight was super fast and super fun. I really enjoyed it. Again, we're throwing on the Odin pre-fights just in case we eat a special attack. You know, Norseman Man-Thing's OP. So Burnout, Time to Strike, Supercharge, Fury, Aggressive. This fight's pretty straightforward. So yeah, I'm not really going to say much about this fight because it's just Man-Thing doing a bunch of buff control against Nova. But yeah, I really hope you guys did end up enjoying this video. This video was so much fun to make. I had a blast recording all these clips. I had a blast watching them over and voicing over. But if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, it would mean a lot if you did hit the like button and you did hit the subscribe button. This content takes forever to make when you do long boss solo videos, like ultimate showcases, ultimate guides. So yeah, if you guys could support me in any way by, you know, hitting like and subscribing, I really appreciate it. And if you guys are return viewers and you're already subscribed, I really do appreciate it, and I do love you guys for supporting me. It makes making these videos easier because I make them for fun, but at the end of the day, when you make a video and no one ends up watching it, it's kind of like, well, why did I do it? You know what I mean? So really not much to say about anything else for this fight or the video. I just hope some of you guys realize that Man-Thing's not as bad as he seems. You just need to run a proper mastery setup with him like you do for like other characters require, like Omega Red really needs suicides. So yeah, Man-Thing's just one of those characters who needs Mystic Dispersion, and that's fine. Different characters require different things in this game, but yep, that is it, guys. 12 endgame boss solos with Man-Thing. We went through Mordo, we went through Champion, we went through Iron Man Infinity War, Captain Marvel, Venom, Aarkus, Hela, Weapon X, Night Carnage, Guardian, Venom the Duck, and Nova. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Peace out, guys.